Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome to an Owl House video. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing just pretty much my first impressions on the Owl House. Now, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it because it's really good. The first episode's actually on YouTube, so you can go watch it for free. So the link to that is down in the description below if you're interested. But this video is not like a typical analysis video that I would make. It's more of a discussion because I really just wanted to talk about it today. So right off the bat, we can tell that this show, if done correctly, I mean, they could mess it up, I guess, but I think the way that they're heading with it, it's going to be really good, up to the ranks of Gravity Falls, Star Vs, etc. And you could really tell who their audience was when making this show. It's us. It's us who talk about the show, and us who are nerds on all these different cartoons and anime or whatever. So instantly, this show creates a connection with us, the audience who's talking about it, and it just, I don't know, it made me feel good. I'm sure it made you guys feel good, but this show is definitely designed to the fandom of people who like cartoons, anime, gaming, whatever. So I could instantly feel that connection. It just really resonated with this show, and I think because of that, it's targeted to us, so there's definitely going to be some mysteries and things in this show that we are only going to be picking up on because we're going to be watching the episode multiple times, and we're going to be going through it and seeing all these little hints that they have to other shows or to future events in this show, etc. And it's going to be really good, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I was really surprised with this show and how demonic it actually is. This is a kid's show, and yet there's a whole bunch of stuff that you wouldn't really think that kids would be interested in, and that's just supporting the fact that this is a show made for us fans, not so much for the people who Disney would more likely target. And that's a really interesting move on Disney's part, because typically, and especially recently, they've been shifting more towards, let's make stuff that will appeal to kids and strictly just make it all PG and stuff. And this show is definitely not something that I would think of as like a perfect PG show, because it just has a lot of really kind of demonic things in it. And not saying that that's a bad thing, I'm just saying it's different from what Disney's doing. They're taking, I don't know if I wouldn't call it a risk, but they're trying something new, and I really like that, because in order to get good things that we like for example another Gravity Falls, they're gonna have to allow these more demonic type things to seep into these shows, because Gravity Falls, Bill Cipher was kind of messed up. He did some crazy stuff, and this show right off the bat has some of that crazy stuff in the first episode, and we only saw that really crazy stuff in Gravity Falls later on when Bill Cipher was all powerful and whatnot. So I'm glad that this show isn't afraid to take risks, and they're going to put in what they want to put in and not be super limited by Disney's standards. Now obviously Disney does have some standards, and they're not going to be able to pass every single one of them, but they are making a lot of progress with this show. Just in the first premiere too, it's mind-blowing how crazy and good it is. It's like that this show was directed towards older people and not so much for kids, and I think we'll definitely start to see that more as we go on. Alright, so enough of talking about the directed audience and all that stuff. I want to talk about the quality of this show, because it's insane. The animation quality looks really good. There was also a scene when the guard or the warden got all big and was starting to chase after them. It just looked so fluid. It reminded me of a couple shots. I can't even remember the shots, but it just reminded me of like a nice traditional animation, and it just looked so good. And I love all the voices too. The voices for all the characters are phenomenal. And you could already tell that this is going to be an Alex Hirsch related show, because just like Gravity Falls, he's the voice of so many characters, it's actually really funny. So we could definitely expect to hear a lot of similarly sounding characters because they're all voiced by Alex Hirsch. And for those of you guys who don't know, Alex Hirsch is the creator of Gravity Falls. A lot of people actually consider Gravity Falls to be like the best cartoon ever, possibly. And I mean, it's all opinionated, but that's the general consensus. And I do believe that Alex Hirsch did work a little bit on this show. I'm not sure if it's like directly, like he was actually a part of the team, or if he was just giving influence on Dana Terrence, but you can definitely tell that this is going to be another show very similar. Well, I don't know if I should say very similar, but it's going to be like Gravity Falls in the fact that it's going to be good. So yeah, the quality, just everything about it is really good. So next I want to talk about where this show is headed, because they mentioned in this episode that the summer vacation or the training camp or whatever it was is going to be 3 months. So that means that Luz has 3 months to stay in the underworld and become a witch apprentice. And then what happens? That's the thing. This is already reminding me of Gravity Falls, because you have to remember that that show took place in one summer vacation, and then Dipper and Mabel left to go back home, and then we never saw it again. So is this show going to be similar? What happens when that 3 months comes? Does she go and forget all of this? What happens? I'm really interested to see, because if they want to make this show a 4-season show instead of maybe just a 2 like Gravity Falls was, then I think that they're going to need to do something about this 3-month time cap. So I don't know. I'm sure that they already have a plan for what the ending is going to be like. So I'm just interested to see how long this show's going to air. I can't remember if a season 2 has already been confirmed or not, but I think that this is definitely a show that if they wanted to, they could make 4 seasons out of if they did it right. But I think we'll at least see 2 seasons similar to Gravity Falls, because I think 1 season would be limiting it too much. So I definitely am expecting to see a season 2. I'm not even sure. It's probably already been confirmed for a 2nd season. I just don't remember it, but don't take my word for it, because it might not have been. But overall, this was a great premiere to a great looking show. We've been really looking forward to this premiere, and it's finally here, and it definitely did not disappoint. So I'm excited to see what this show has in store for us. This show is going to be airing every single Friday, except for I think that there's one gap. I made a whole video talking about each day that it comes out and whatever, so if you're interested in that, you can go check that out. But yeah, I would highly recommend this show because it's really good, and I think it's definitely going to be ranked up pretty high on my favorite cartoon list. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. I'll try to make a video on the Owl House every week, like every Saturday, but no promises, we'll just have to see. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.